Shalom. With the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, underneath Commander General Yohana. We're not affiliated or associated with any other Israelite group. Today is Saturday, it's Sabbath service here in South Carolina. We're going to get ready to begin. Just give us about 10 seconds, a couple seconds.
The top one then?
Yeah, just the tall one. The other one's
Gotcha.
real good.
Yeah, you can like that tall, yeah.
Yeah, just like the tall one.
You want the tall one right here, right?
Well, I wanted it there, but it doesn't. I don't know if it got because I got all those small ones over there.
Yeah, you could just like one of those two, and then you could just put the tall one back over there.
Right.
Okay, keep it over there.
Kind of. Now you talk.
That baby. Oh yeah. Like to.
Hey, check on, make sure you're all right. All right, man, Israel, Maya. Stand. We're gonna call it the first brother.
Blow the horn.
Yeah, come.
Blow the horn.
You can blow the horn.
You want to do it now? It's up to
Yeah.
you.
Okay, you work.
Okay.
We're gonna call it the first brother, Officer Shar.
Shah Bun Yahweh Bun Yasser Allah.
Shar Ban Yahweh, Ban Yashala.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakathum.
Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Brakatham.
La Yashrala.
La Yashala. I'm gonna uncover the scrolls. Left Sar. We're gonna begin with the Lord's prayers.
Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Alapuka.
Alapuka.
Aba'ah.
Aba'ah.
Tazaka.
Tazaka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Shah.
Shah.
Ba'arataza.
Ba'arataza.
Allah.
Ayah.
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 Hashemayim.
Hashemayim.
Lathan.
Lathan.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kawawapnawa.
Kawawapnawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kawawapyanawa.
Kawawapyanawa.
Wala'ah.
Kaba'ah.
Kaba'ayanawa.
Kaba'ayanawa.
Anasayawan.
Anasayawan.
Kabal.
Kabal.
Awshaynawa.
Awshaynawa.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wahala.
Wahala.
Wahathaparah.
Wahathaparah.
Walonium.
Walonium.
Aman.
Amen. What we just said in the English was, Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our
As
debts.
we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it. Bless Israel. Yeah, I cocked it. see that? I cocked it.
Okay, slide. Which one I get? Okay, slide.
I cocked the power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Lashim Yahushua.
Lashim Yahushua.
Kusha.
Kusha.
Thalanawa.
Thalanawa.
Akak.
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 Lakak.
Larpa'a.
Larpa'a.
Kamalka.
Kamalka.
Wakal Marawa.
Wakal Marawa.
Akak.
Akak.
Lathahar.
Lathahar.
Amatazarium.
Amatazarium.
Akak.
Akak.
Lahakwium.
Lahakwium.
Amatalyam.
Amatalyam.
Akak.
Akak.
Al-Rakawa.
Al-Rakawa.
Amatala.
Amatala.
Lagarshim.
Lagarshim.
Bashim Yahushua.
Lashim Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Amen.
Okay.
What we just said in English was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power.
power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of
And
sickness.
all manner of disease.
And all manner of
The
disease.
power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the
The
lepers.
power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank
Thank you. So be it.
Bless Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Sharala.
Sharala.
Bayah.
Ayah.
Bayah.
Bayah.
Saparium.
Saparium.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All
All
of
of
Israel.
Israel.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. All of Israel. All of Israel.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem
The
Yahushua.
water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
What we just said in the English was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of
Lord, in the
Yahushua.
name
Bless us in Israel.
Bless
Bless
us in Israel.
In the school.
And
the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Bless
Bless
us,
shield,
shield,
protect.
All our loved ones.
All our loved
In
ones.
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahorium.
Ahorium.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azaria.
Azaria.
Azaria Ma'aim.
Azaria Ma'aim.
Power.
Power.
Ashah.
Ashah.
Shemaiah.
Shemaiah.
Ma'aratazar.
Ma'aratazar.
Ayatan.
Ayatan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Galka.
Galka.
Ayanawam.
Ayawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hanala'ah.
Hanala'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shamar.
Shamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Salaka. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Zalka.
Zalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yamwam.
Yamwam.
Ashamash.
Ashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Laka. Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Wayala.
Wayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Makalrai.
Makalrai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Af.
Af.
Napashka.
Napashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'atka.
Taza'atka.
Wabawaka.
Wabawaka.
Ma'ata.
Wa'ata.
Wa'aib.
Wa'aib.
Alawam.
Alawam.
What we just said in the English was, I would lift up my eyes
I will lift up my eyes
unto the hills.
unto the hills.
From which come my help.
From which comes my help.
My help come from Yahweh.
My help comes from
Which
Yahweh,
made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Yahweh is thy shade.
Upon thy right hand.
Upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and forevermore.
Psalms 83. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayah.
Al-Damayah.
Akah.
Akah.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thashikwat.
Al-Thashikwat.
All.
All.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabatyaka.
Awayabatyaka.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Makah.
Al-Makah.
Ya'aryamwa.
Ya'aryamwa.
Sawadah.
Sawadah.
Wayatha.
Wasawadah.
Tazawa.
Atazawa.
Al-Tazawayuanyaka.
Altazawanyaka.
Marwa.
Marwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Nakakada.
Nakakada.
Magaya.
Magaya.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yakaza.
Yakaza.
Sham.
Sham.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Wada.
Wada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Awatazawa.
Awatazawa.
Abba.
Abba.
Nakadwa.
Nakadwa.
Al-Yawa.
Al-Yawa.
Ariyath.
Ariyath.
Yakarafwa.
Yakarafwa.
Al-Halya.
Al-Halya.
Arawam.
Arawam.
Washamad.
Washamad.
Allah. Washam. Allah. Alayama,
Alayam,
Mawaba,
Mawaba,
Agarium,
Agarium,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Amawan,
Amawan,
Amalak,
Amalak,
Palashat,
Palashat,
I'm,
I'm,
Yashapyaka,
Yashapyaka,
Gazawar,
Gazawar,
Gum,
Gum,
Ashawar,
Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawa,
Zarawa,
Labanya,
Labanya,
Alawat,
Alawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Ashalaham,
Ashalaham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasaisara,
Kasara,
Kayabian,
Kayabian,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Kwashwan,
Kwashwan,
Nashadmatwa,
Yashabikwa,
Nashamadwa,
Yashabimwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
Ladama,
Ladamaha,
Shayathamwa,
Sayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yamawa,
Yamawa,
Arab,
Arab,
Wazaba,
Wazaba,
Wazabak,
Wazabak,
Wakatazal,
Wakatazal,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Call,
Call,
Nasayakamwa,
Naisa Yakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Yamarwa,
Nasharayash,
Nasarayash,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Na'awaf,
Na'awa,
Alahaya,
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 Shamtamwa,
Shatamwa,
Galia,
Galia,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Raka'ah,
Raka'ah,
Kayash,
Kayash,
Baba'arya, Ira,
Baba'arya, Ira,
Wakalaba,
Wakalaba,
Thalahat,
Talahat,
Hawarium,
Hawarium,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradakma,
Daradakma,
Wasa'araka,
Wasa'araka,
Wasaba,
Wasaba,
Papka,
Babak,
Babahalam,
Babahalam,
Mala'ah, Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kualawan,
Kualawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Kwashwa,
Kwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Yawaya,
Yawaya,
Bahalwa,
Waya, Bahawa,
Ayaid,
Ayaid,
Waya,
Waya,
Parwa,
Parwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Ibadwa,
Ibadwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Awa,
Awaya,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Tha,
Tha,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labatka,
Labatka,
Al Yawan,
Al Yawan,
Al Kal
Al
Harataza.
Harataza. Whoa.
What we just said in the English was, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumble.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumble.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee
have lifted up their head.
have lifted up their heads.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off.
and let us cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of
will
Israel
be no more in remembrance.
will be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
With one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom
And the Ishmaelites.
and the Israelites
Of Moab.
Moab,
And the Hagarim.
the Hagarine,
Gabal.
Gabal,
And Ammon.
and Ammon,
And Amalek.
and Amalek,
The Philistines.
the
With the
Philistines,
inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also was joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah,
Do unto them.
do unto them
As unto the Midianites.
as unto the Midianites,
As to Sisera.
as to Sisera,
As to Jabin.
as to Jabin,
At the brook of Kasan.
and the brook of Kasan,
Which perished their indoors.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung of the earth.
Make their nobles like Arab.
Make their nobles like Arab,
Like Zeb.
like Zeel.
Yea.
Yea,
All their princes as Zabah.
and the princes as Zabah,
And as Zalmunna.
and as Zalmunna,
Who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
Let us take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
Make them like a wheel.
make them like a wheel,
As to stumble before the wind.
as they stumble before the wind,
As the fire burneth the wood.
as the fire burned the wood,
As the flames set the mountains on fire.
as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them
With thy tempest.
with thy tempest,
And make them afraid.
and make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame,
That they may seek thy
that
name.
they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
Let them be confounded in trouble.
let them be confounded in trouble
Forever.
forever.
Yea.
Yea,
Let them be put to shame.
let them be put to shame
And perish.
and perish,
That men may know.
that men may know
That thou.
that thou,
Whose name alone.
whose name alone
Is Yahweh.
is Yahweh,
Are the most high.
are the most high
Over all the earth.
over all the earth.
All right, sir. All right, we're gonna put the scrolls back down. All right, you can be seated. All right, we'll begin Sabbath service. At We're gonna pick up where we left off at last week.
All right, select it. I don't want. You know what we're starting from, sir?
Where we started at Genesis 38. No, we're gonna start at Genesis
37.
37 and
30 maybe. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, we started at Genesis 37 and 30.
Okay, come on, sir.
Well,
Wait,
so like,
I'll wait.
we can start at Genesis 38 beginning.
Okay, come on, sir.
Beginning.
Come
Come on, sir.
30. Let's see.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. 38.
All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 1, out of the Tanakh, Hebrew. Wayahaya. Ba'ata. Hahawa'a. Wayarad. Yahawada. Ma'ath. Akha yawa. Yata. Aid. Salaki. Ayasha. Ayash. Ada lamawa. Alamaya. Salaki. Washa. Mawa. Hayara. Verse 2. Salakia. Kayara. Verse 2. Wayara'a. Shum. Yahawada. Bath. Wayash. Salakia. Kana. Ayanaya. Washa. Mawa. Shawa'a. Wayakwa. Kaha. Wakah. Salakia. Wayaba'a. Alayah. Verse 3. Waha. Salakia. Slow down. Wata hara. Wata lada. Bun. Wayakwa ra'a. Ata. Samawa. Ara. Verse 4. Wata hara. Awad. Awada. Salakia. Wata lada. Bun. Wata Qura'a. Ata. Samawa. Awana. Salakia. Verse 5. Wata Sakwa. Sapa. Salakia. Let's do that over. Verse 5. Wata Sapa. Awada. Wata Lada. Ban. Wata Qura'a. Ata. Samawa. Salah. Wahaya. Baka. Zayaba. Bala. Salakia. Bala. Salakia. Let's do that over. Salakia.
Take your time.
Bala. Taha. Atawa. Verse 6. Wayakwaka. Salakia. Yahawada. Asha. La'ara. Baka. Warawa. Salakia. Let's do that over. Baka. Warawa. Washa maha. Tamar. Verse 7. Wayahaya. Ara. Bakara. Yahawada. Ra'a. Ba'ayanaya. Yahawah. Wayama. Tahawa. I'm going to Towa. Salakia. Wayama. Towa. The Hawa. That's right. Yahawaha. Salaki. That's it.
All right, give a brother a hand, man. Reading that Hebrew, man, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? But we get it done here in the ISUPK.
That's right.
It's one of the beginning where all fake Israelite groups try to mimic, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We teach the Hebrew here, man.
Right.
We speak the ancient and we speak the Assyrian Hebrew. You come in here every Friday with Officer Kazak, man, and he's going to teach you how to speak that Hebrew, man.
That's right.
Next thing you know, you're going to be having a full conversation, and some fake Jew's curl going to fall off when he hear you speaking it, man. That's why it's very good to stay tuned in to these classes, man. Learn this Hebrew, so when you come in on Saturday, you're able to keep up with it, and you're able to read it, man.
Right.
That's right.
All right, we're going to get this into English.
Genesis chapter 38. King James Version of the Bible. Genesis 38. And it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adulamite, whose name was Hirah.
Slaki, can we start at Genesis chapter
30.
37, verse
37, 30, 29. Where you want to go?
What's the last? Let me see.
I think it was 20. They got a mark right there at 29. Salaki.
How far 29 goes down before you get to the next chapter?
All the way to 36, sir.
That's it. Yeah, we're gonna start at 29. We're just gonna pick up on, you know,
Okay.
get y'all back to what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Genesis chapter 37, 29. And Reuben returned into the pit. And behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes.
Right. Just like last week when we took off at,
Right.
you know, we showing you what happened. Now Joseph's brothers, man, they were hating on Joseph, man. They didn't like him for the simple fact that their father,
Right.
Israel, had more love for him than he did for all of his other kids.
Right.
And it's not saying that he didn't love his other children, but this was just his favorite son. This was just that one son that he loved. And that's like all parents. All parents have that one child that they know who's going to be that one who's going to uphold everything that they say. Not saying parents don't care about their children, but every parent has that one child that they know who they're going to be able to depend on the most.
Right.
You're going to love each one of your children. You're not going to want nothing to happen to none of your kids. But you
Right.
just you might have about one or two who you know can uphold things, who can run the business, who can be the one you can depend on.
That's right.
Who might be that one who you just know this is the one. And that's how it was with Israel. Joseph was just that child, was one of his younger kids, and he was just, you know, he loved him. He was always there. He listened to what his father said. You know, he told him to do something, he go do it. You can go ahead, Op.
Verse 30, Genesis 37 and 30. And he returned unto his brethren and said, the child is not, and whither shall I go?
Right, so now his brothers got mad, and they decided to throw him in a pit rather than kill him. They wanted to kill him because they just got tired of Joseph. You know, Joseph, every time he come around, he watching them. He goes back and tell their father what's going on with what they're doing. So you know how aggravating that is when you have a younger sibling who's always going back to your parents and snitching about everything you do.
Damn right.
And they just got tired of him. They're like, he already think he's going to rule over us one day. He thinks he's all that because Pops got him a Coogee sweater with all the colors in it. He thinks he's better than us. He always running his mouth. He's aggravating. He's always just, let's just kill him. But Reuben told the brothers not to kill him, man. So they threw him in the pit. They threw him in the pit. But the other brothers conspired together just to sell him. They said, you know, rather than kill him, let's just sell him into slavery, man. And that's what they did, man.
Night, man.
And now Reuben came back to the pit where they threw him at. Or was it Judah?
Reuben. Salaki.
Reuben.
Reuben's the oldest, yeah.
Yeah, Reuben was the
returned to
oldest
the
brother.
pit.
He came back to the pit to see if Joseph was down there. Now he's gone. So now he's thinking like, yeah, where'd he go? Where is he at? He's not in the hole anymore. When I left, he was here, but where is he at now? You can go ahead up.
And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it unto their father and said, this have we found.
Right. because the whole time they really sold their brother into slavery.
Wow.
So what they do, they had to make some type of excuse to tell their father, because they didn't want to come back to their father and say, hey, we sold the little boy into slavery. You know what type of shame that would put upon their father's face,
Right.
with them knowing that their father was a righteous man. You know what I'm saying? So they came up with a lie. They took the sweater that their father made for him and dipped it in blood and brought it back to their father. Now let's find out how Israel felt when he seen this, man.
This have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no.
Right, so now they're asking him, you know, we found this sweater, but it has blood on it. Is this his sweater? Go ahead.
And verse 33, and he knew it and said, it is my son's coat. And evil beasts have devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent into pieces.
Right, so they seen it, and he seen it, and the first thing he said was, it's his. But he's dead. A beast has surely torn him to shreds. You know, some type of wild animal. Go ahead, sir, you got it.
Hey, so like, sir, if I may, it's a question actually. So Joseph is the son, is one of the sons of Israel, right? I don't know.
Yep, he
And
is.
today that will be Manasseh, right?
And Ephraim.
Ephraim. Oh, it'll be Ephraim. Okay, come on.
And how that happened was when Israel got in his old age, which we'll read a little more down, but when he got in his old age, Joseph brought his children to his father. And what his father did was he accepted Joseph's children with his other sons as his own sons. You know what I'm saying? So now, even though Joseph was one of his sons, his two sons took their place as him.
Come on, sir.
And so now those two nations got added on, Ephraim and Manasseh. You know what I'm saying? Like he asked that for his father. He asked his father, can these be considered as your children too?
Right.
And he told him, yeah. And he put his hand underneath his thigh and made an oath with his father.
Right.
And we'll explain that too. You got to
Because their mama is African, but his children are actually Hebrew.
Right.
Like Joseph
Right.
was.
That's right. And that's why he sat down with his father and he told his father, you know, can they be accepted in also? And his father said, yeah. And then he made Joseph make an oath with him. So Joseph, the position Joseph had as one of his sons, he passed that off to his sons.
Right.
So now his sons make up two of the nations out of our people, and that was a glorious thing because now we got Ephraim and Manasseh.
That's right.
You know, but we still sometimes call Ephraim and Manasseh, Joseph. They, the tribe of Joseph. You know what I'm saying? But that's just slang from Israel.
Right.
We do that amongst ourselves. We don't say that as a reference as, Joseph was a tribe too. It's just slang, and brothers already know you either talking about Manasseh or Ephraim, or some stupid fake Israelite group. I swear to God that you just, y'all saying Joseph is the tribe. Y'all know what y'all talking about.
That's heavy.
They are truly dumb.
They don't know.
You can go ahead. Anything else? You go ahead.
Yeah. Verse 33. And he knew it and said, it is my son's coat, and evil beasts have devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent into pieces. And Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins and mourned for his sons many days.
So he was devastated. At this time, this was his youngest son, man. He's 17 years old, and you find your sons, your other sons bring his garment to you and tell you, like, this is all we found him. It has blood in it. And you just know that your son is dead. He's crushed. He doesn't know that his sons took their brother and sold him to slavery. He just think his child is dead, man. And that is a pain for a parent, man, to have to know that their child is dead, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a pain. He mourned many days, man. Many days. Just like the mothers here in America right now, they mourn for their children many days. It is a painful thing for a parent to have to lose a child, man. Go ahead, you got it up.
Verse 35, and all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, for I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and captain of the guard.
Right, and that's a painful feeling, man. His father said, he didn't want to be comforted, man. He just told everybody, leave me alone, man. I'm going to mourn for many days, man. You know what I'm saying? It brings a type of depression on you when you lose a child, man. Just like, think about the situation with Freddie Gray's mother, man. when she lost her son, they tried to give her money for her son to try to comfort her, but she didn't even want the money. She still tried to commit suicide because when you lose a child, man, it is a different type of pain, man. It brings a deep depression on you. It makes you mourn for days and days and months and years, knowing that you lost a child, man. And what our forefathers did to that father, man, was a horrible thing to do, man.
That's right.
Like they shouldn't have did it, but the Most High had things worked out already. You know, it was a horrible thing to do to their father, but the Most High, listen, He has everything worked out.
Okay.
You got it out.
Verse chapter 38, where we started. And it came to pass that time that Judah went down from his brother and turned into a certain Adulamite, whose name was Harah.
Right. So now we're going into a lot of our forefathers, Judah. And you're going to find out why a lot of Judites act the way they do today. Let's find out what Judah did when he went into this land. After he just sold his brother to slavery. He don't sold his brother into slavery, don't told his father this, and you know, he's like, man, you know what, let me go on my little voyage for a little while and see what's going on. So he done went into this land and he done ran into some woman that it was not of his, you know, some woman, go ahead.
Oh, finish read. Okay.
Yeah, come.
Verse 2. And Judah saw that there was a daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shuah.
He seen a daughter of a Canaanite. And he seen it. Go ahead.
And he took her and went into her.
Good night. So he married this woman. Go ahead.
And she conceived and bare a son, and he called his name Er.
All right, so he had a child with this Canaanite. You got to understand something. Back then, Israel wasn't a nation back then. We were not a complete full nation. So, you know, don't read this scripture and thinking it's to wife you to go out here and sleep with Canaanites. Please don't think that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? This is before Israel became a nation of people. You know, our forefather Judah, he went down here and laid down with this Hamite. And so he had a baby with her.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. And she conceived again and bare a son, and she called his name Onan.
So she had another son by him also. So now Judah has had two children with this woman. Go ahead.
And she yet conceived and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was a Chibsab when she bare him. And he was at... No, let me read that again, Slaki said.
Yeah, come.
And she yet again conceived and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was at Chibzib when she bare him. And Judah took a wife for Er, his firstborn, whose name was Tamar.
Right. So now, like father's supposed to do, like we don't do it now because we're not a part of we don't remember our heritage. But
Right.
it was always coming for a father to take the oldest son
That's
and
right.
make him the heir over everything that you have.
That's right.
All of these heathens that do this today, that pass down everything today, you know, to the oldest son, they get that from us.
Right.
That's a custom from Israel. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we have always done.
Right.
We've always passed down everything to our sons,
God.
especially the oldest son. Or if not the oldest son, you know, that one child who you know is going to carry things on. But it was always a custom for the father to hand everything over to his oldest firstborn son. He became the heir. Go ahead.
And Er, Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord slew him.
Read that again.
Verse 7. And Er, Judah's firstborn, was wicked.
He was what?
He was wicked
God damn, the first son he had was wicked as hell. Go ahead.
in the sight of the Most High.
In the sight of the Most High. Go ahead.
And the Most High slew him.
And who slew him?
The Most High slew him.
Right. That goes to show you, man, you see brothers out here being wicked, the Most High will
Slay him.
get rid of you, man. You know what I'm saying? Most High don't even, he's a real boss, man. You know
right.
what I'm saying? He like a mafia member. He don't even say nothing. Brothers just know what time it is.
That's right.
He just, go ahead, you got it all.
And so, like I said, I made like I had a class last Thursday just past talking about the laws was around since Adam, and to be considered wicked, you know how you had to be breaking some type of law or some type of statute or covenant to be considered wicked. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Right.
be considered wicked. You got to be doing something, a transgression or something, right? I don't
Right, that's transgression of the laws. You're going against what the Most High said to do, man.
Man, that's all I want
whatever
to say.
he was doing, the Most High was not with it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't say how wicked he was, but the Most High just said, "Listen, this dude is wicked. I got to get him out of here." Like the Most High didn't even bargain with him or talk to him or nothing. He was just wicked. Get him out of here.
All right.
Go ahead, up.
That's it. We're going back to the Tanakh, sir.
Okay, come. We're gonna go back to the Tanakh.
Verse 38 and 8.
This is the book of this is the Tanakh, chapter 38, verse 8.
Okay. Okay, good.
Oh, you want?
No, go ahead.
Waya Amara, Yahawada. It's like you second. La'a wanana, ba'a, Allah, ashata, akayak, Salakia. Waya bam, ata, waha koma, wahakwam, zara'a, la'a, kayaha. Verse 9. Salakia. Waya da'ai, awa nana, Salakia. Kaya, la'a, lawa, yahaya, Salakia. Hazara'a, waha yaha, ama, ba'a, Salakia. Allah, ashata, akha, yawa, washa, khata, ara, tazaha. What is it? H ha silent, right? Salakia.
Ara.
Tazah, come. Ara, tazah. Laba, lataya. Nata, Salakia. Nata, latan. Natan.
Like Nathan.
Yep, gotcha.
Or to give. Nathan means to give.
Natan. Zara'a. La'a, chayawa. Verse 10. Wayara'a. Ba'ai, yanaya. Yahweh. Asha. Asha. Waya mata. Gum. Atawa. Verse 11 out of the Tanakh. Waya amara. Yahawada. Lata mara. Kalatawa. Shabaya. Alama naha. Bayath.
What that is? Bayah.
Bayath, home, house.
Exactly.
That's it. It's like it. Bayath. Abayak. Salakia. Aid. Yagam. Salakia. Yagadal. Salah. Banaya. Salakia. Kaya. Amor. Salakia. Pan. Salakia. Pan. Yamawath. Gum. Awa. Salakia. Hawa'a. Ka'ai. Kayawa. Wata laka. Salakia. Let me do it again. Wata luck. Watalak. Tamara. Wata Tayashad. Is that together? Like
Watashab.
Watashab. Bayata. Aba.
Let's go back. Bayath.
Bayath. That's right. Bayath. House.
House.
Abayah. Verse 12.
Right.
Verse 12. Waya Rabawa. Haya ma ya salaki. Haya mayam. Wata mata salaki. Mata. Bath. Shawa'ai. Ashata. Yahawada. Waya Nacham. Yahawada. Waya salaki. Waya Al. Gazazaya. Taza Anayawa. Salaki. Anayawa. Yeah. Taza Anayawa. Hawa'a. Yahawada. No, Salaki. Waka. Salaki.
Go back, read that. What started?
Hawa'a. Waka. Yaraha. Ra'ai. Hawa. Ha'ai. Dala Maya. Salaki, let me do that over. Ha'ai. Dala Maya. Tamana. That's Salaki. Tamana Taya. Metaha. Verse 13. Wayagada. Lata Mara. La'a Mara. Hanaha. Khama Yak. Allah. Tama Nata. Do it over. Tama Nata. Salaki. Lagaza. Taza Anowa. Keep going, verse 14.
Yeah, we go through 14, right?
Okay. Wata Tara. Baga Deya. Alamanawa Taha. Ma'ala Yaha. Wata Salaki. Wata Kasa. Bataza Ayapa. Wata Ta'alapa. Ta'alap. Salaki, let me do that over. Wata Ta'alapa.
If you want to say,
let's
it's
get it over.
wa
Wata
ta'alap.
Wata Ta'alapa, right?
Ta'alap.
Ta'alap. Okay, got you. Wata Ta'alap. There we go.
Right.
Wata Shabah. Salakia.
What the shab.
Wata Shab. Salakia. Bapa Takah. Ayanayam. Ashar. Al. Darat. Yeah, Darat. Tama Nata. Kaya. Ra'a Taha. Kaya. Salakia. Gadal. Sala'a. Yahawa'a. La'a. Nata. Latana.
Where you at? Right here? Go back to law. Read that.
Okay. La'a. Nata. Latanaha. Lawa. La'a sha'a.
That's it.
La'a sha'a. Shaha. Salaki.
Hey, Most High Christ, get that brother a hand, man. We said earlier, man, this Hebrew, man, listen, it will make a real warrior out you, man.
Damn right.
I'm right.
We're going to go to the English.
Where we at, verse 8?
Come on, verse 8.
Verse 8, Genesis 38:8. And Judah said unto Onan, Go into thy brother's wife.
Right. Now, this is a custom of Israel, man. When a brother has a wife, and if that brother dies,
That's
Right.
right.
it is a responsibility
Right.
of the next brother
Right.
to take up and marry his wife, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you hear his father Judah tell him, hey, go into your brother's wife.
That's right.
This is how your brother's going to be able to come back again into this earth, man.
Right.
That's right.
You're going to keep his legacy alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it was always a custom of Israel. When we had our nation in order, you know, a woman was with that one man. So just in case anything happens, you know, that brother could come and still produce his brother's legacy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, if I may
Go
say,
ahead, Op.
it said the Bible has some precepts like to continue his seed.
Right.
Continue that seed on.
And that's how it is. Continue.
Right.
Because let's say y'all got the same father. You're gonna be through your father's bloodline. So let's say your father has 6 boys. He has 6 sons. Out of those 6 sons, if that older brother dies or something like that,
Right.
he's gonna come back through the lineage of one of his brothers.
Okay.
Because they're still their father's bloodline, his seed. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's very important with these with male children. That's why you see Esau today. He always tries to get rid of the men.
Right.
It's no different than what the Egyptians did. The Egyptians didn't take it as far as the white man did. Like the so-called Egyptians were just killing the male children at one point in time to try to get rid of our legacy of our men.
That's right.
But today in this place, America, Esau is just such a violent bastard. He kills everything. Everything of Israel he destroys. Men, women, he doesn't care. He kills them all. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's the most subtle beast of a field, man.
That's
He's
right.
An animal, man.
That's right.
Like only an animal kills children and babies, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what he does, man. He kills babies, children, old people. It doesn't matter. But they do have a special place in their heart when it comes to killing the men of Israel.
Right.
When it comes to killing black men, Hispanic men, Native Indian men. If they could take our heads and hang it on the wall for a trophy, they would.
Mm-hmm.
Even back then, you know, what they considered a trophy for them when they were killing us was our genitals.
Good
All right,
night.
sir.
Like, you dealing with a sick bastard, man. These bastards would cut your genitals off and put it in a jar, man. Go ahead, you got it, Kazak.
I didn't mean to cut you off, sir.
No, you got it.
But also, I was reading a book where these wicked bastards made a chair and some shoes
Right, I see
out
that.
of Negroes,
Right.
out of us.
Con.
You know, a chair, and then you can see the face on some of
Yep.
these chairs, and the shoes you can see the ear. What the hell's
Yep.
wrong with people like that? You got to be worth being destroyed. That's the only thing I can say about that one.
Go ahead, Shar, you got it.
If I may, they haven't tamed. They haven't calmed that down either. I was in an interview with a agent of mine, and she was telling me that she had some clients they wanted to go to Africa. So she said, "What y'all want to go to Africa for?" They talking about they want to go sporting. You know what I'm saying? Hunting game animals and cutting out their heads and bringing back trophies and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? To remind them of what they done down there. So yeah, what you saying is heavy. They love keeping something in the closet of what they used to do and all that stuff. So
Sick.
Esau is just sick.
And Salaga, let this be like what we're telling you right now. Let this be a reminder to you, man. You think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a scary movie? No, listen. The white man is the Texas
Damn
Chainsaw
right.
Massacre.
That
He's the
motherfucker's
scary
crazy.
movie.
Yeah, you're right.
This bastard will make a chair out of you.
That's exactly right, sir.
Come on, man. They make movies about this, but we live it. We living in a horror movie.
That's right.
Do you know how diabolical this bastard makes a chair out of you?
Right, con, sir.
God, it's like you got it.
So like I said, I saw that Edomite woman just walking in the hills trying to they were selling the stuff like that. She just had the heel with Negro skin all on. Like you can see it was so sick. Like it's stitched. Like it's stitched. Like how can like you ever seen Jeepers Creepers when the
like that or Scarface, like what's it? Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Bastard had the face on of somebody else, man.
Diabolical,
That's the white man. That's him. He's the Texas
No.
Chainsaw Massacre. Like this bastard make you into a pair of Timberland boots. Man.
God,
That's crazy. I mean, it's like it, sir.
Right, no, go ahead.
It's like. I mean, it's not humorous in a sense, but it's just I can't believe somebody would be that wicked to actually. And if I have to kill somebody for self-defense, that's one thing, but to wear him on my feet with his ear sticking over here on my boot and in a chair you sit down, you rubbing on black people's skin. What's wrong? What are you worthily going back into a cave somewhere? What's wrong with him?
You got it, Shar.
Hey, like Khan, just piggybacking off Kazak Shapar, like you see that type of stuff in underground movies. Like you see they fighting to the death, and the man beats one man, kill him, and he want to cut his face off and wear it as a mask. Like that's just sick, nah. And all of it is Esau.
That's them.
Esau.
That's
That's
them.
just
So
sick.
like, we're gonna go back when we get to
That's come,
we're gonna have a class on the
sir. Verse 9. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his, And it came to pass. Let me read it again.
Yes, like
And-
read. You at 8 right now?
I go to 8, sir.
Yeah, read 8 again.
Come, sir. And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her.
And what?
And marry her.
So this is showing you also what sex is.
Right.
When you go into that woman, guess what you have did? You have married her, man. Sex is marriage. This has always been a tradition of ours, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You out here having sex with people and not thinking it's anything worthy, but sex is marriage. Go ahead, Sharp.
So like I said, I hate to keep cutting you off on the one, but
12.
that kills the Christians right there.
Right.
They love to say sex. They love to say marriage. You gotta be married before you have sex. But right here is saying go into her, and you know what I'm saying. And then it's saying it's gonna become your wife. Like that's you know what I'm saying. That's killing that. That's cutting that Christianity mindset of marriage then sex.
Right, give that brother a hand, man. You had something you want to say? Cause
No, sir.
Nah, and this is the problem with the Christian church. Christian church has taught our women not to have any value. They have told you what you should value is a stupid ring and a piece of paper. Come on, man. Like that's like going to the store, buying the ring, and they give you a receipt. That's what you're supposed to value. The ring and the piece of paper. When your body is what's valuable.
Right.
You're valuable.
That's right.
That's right.
Not the ring.
That's right.
And a lot of sisters now, they have taken that and think getting the bag is valuable, getting paper is valuable, and they just don't have any type of, they don't think of themselves as anything worthy, man.
Wow.
Good night. Go ahead, Al, you got it.
And go into thy brother's wife and marry her, and raise up the seed to thy brother.
Right, and that's what he was supposed to do, man.
Yeah.
He's supposed to keep the seed of his brother going.
Right.
Because that's your brother. This is an honorable thing to do. Your brother's dead. He didn't have a baby. Have a baby for your brother, man. And be honorable. Keep his seed and his legacy going. Go ahead.
And Onan knew that the seed should not be his, and it came to pass, and he went into his brother's wife.
So he knew when he had this baby, this was going to be his brother's seed.
Right.
Why was it going to be his brother's seed? Because they come from the same bloodline, the
God.
same lineage. They got the same lineage. You know what I'm saying? Even though he had this baby, even though he might have married his brother's wife and they had this baby, it's still not his baby. It's his brother's baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
going to be his brother's legacy.
Right.
Go ahead.
That he spilled it on the ground.
So you know what he did. Pull out game strong.
Damn. Oh man.
Slack. The kids in here slack. They don't think they understand, but good night. This brother right here said, you know what? I ain't having no kids.
Oh.
Pull up game strong.
Good.
God.
No.
Read it again.
That he spilled it on the ground.
He what?
He spilled it on the ground.
Damn. He wasn't even honorable enough to have this baby with his brother.
Good. No.
He said, pull out game strong.
God.
Go ahead.
Lest that he should give seed to his brother.
Right, and this was the problem right here.
It's
Was
like-
he didn't want to be your brother, man. If he wanted to show some type of brotherhood to his dead brother, he should have allowed this woman to conceive that child. Man.
All right.
And he didn't do it. He didn't even do it. He was like, nah, you know what? I ain't about to give my brother no child. Because guess what I know? This baby ain't even going to be mine. It's going to be my brother's baby. So what he was doing, he was being a disloyal brother and was not showing brotherhood
Right.
to his deceased brother, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 10, and the thing which he did displeased the Lord.
It did what?
Displeased the Lord.
It pissed the Most High off, man. The Most High was not pleased with what he done, man. The Most High seen him do that and was like, that's how you gonna do your brother? You know, that's how you feel? You gonna do it like that? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, cause
And the thing that he did displease the Lord, wherefore he slew him also.
God damn. The Most High did what?
He slew him also.
You better stop playing with the Most High, man.
Right.
And when your father tells you to do something, man, and it's righteous, you better listen, man.
God, sir.
You better listen. You know, you have a father who's in this school, who's a priest and prophet in this school, and you're his child, and he tells you to do something, you better listen, man.
God, sir.
You better pay attention to what your father's telling you to do, because your father isn't going to do anything to hurt you.
God.
You know, his son might have thought this thing was dishonorable, because that's how he felt. But when he didn't listen, it displeased the Most High, man. Go ahead, cause you got it.
That all let you know also how the Lord's view your seed. You don't
Right.
spill it on the ground.
Right.
You know, this is children. That's what that's a continuation of your heritage. You know, you don't just throw it away. You know, that's not what that's why the Most High, when he tell you to do something, if you have a child, that's what he's asking you to do.
Right. Have that baby, man.
Right.
Have that child, man. Don't abort that baby or none of that. You know, here in the UPK, man, we do things that are very honorable. If a sister or a brother has a child and they feel like they can't raise that child, give the baby to us, man.
That's right.
Right.
Give the baby to the UPK and we will raise that child, man.
That's right.
We will do it, man. You don't have to abort that baby. You don't have to get that baby to DSS custody. You don't have to do any of that. Call this school and give that child to us, man.
God.
Your child will be in a safe environment. It will be raised. It will have the love and everything it needs, man. You know what I'm saying? We will do it here in the UPK, man. And you see what the Most High did to this brother, man. This brother right here did not want to pass on his brother's seed, man. The Most High killed him also, man.
Right.
So now Judah has lost 2 sons because the things that they were doing were wicked. Not listening to your father's order was a wicked thing to do. Go ahead.
Then Judah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow at thy father's house.
Damn.
Damn.
That's right.
So this was just bad on all the parts, man.
God.
Neither one of the sons wanted to listen.
Right.
They both died.
Right.
And now with them both dying, guess what? His daughter-in-law, she had to be a widow, meaning she could not marry another man.
Right.
Meaning no sex with no other man. Just stay here in my house and be a widow. Because what? His sons didn't want to listen, man.
Right.
They didn't want to obey what their father told them to do.
God.
So now with them not listening, this woman has became a widow, man. Go ahead.
Remain a widow at my father's house till Shelah my son be grown. For he said, lest peradventure he die also, as his brother did.
And thinking like this, it's not mandatory for a brother to have to,
Right.
to go inside of a woman and, put seed inside of it. It's not an order, not a law. We're not telling anybody you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? We just saying this right here that the Most High gave Judah's sons orders on what to do. And the order was to go ahead and produce his brother's seed. And his little brother didn't listen and he died.
God.
His father gave him an order. Hey, go ahead and do this. Go marry this woman. Produce, a seed for your brother, man. Keep his bloodline going. And he didn't listen, and it displeased the Most High because he didn't take that order that was given, man. That was an order from the Most High. That's why he died. If it wasn't a righteous order, the Most High wouldn't have killed him.
That's right.
He didn't listen. The Most High killed him. So, just letting brothers know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a mandatory law that you have to, inside of a woman, man. Go ahead, you got it.
Like I said, the thing is, like, he went inside her though, like not he ain't, just like it, he ain't, inside yet, but he actually had sex with her. I don't.
Yeah, he had an order. That was the
Yeah.
order, was to have sex with this woman and conceive a child.
Come on, but he pulled.
And he was disloyal. He sinned when he spilled the seed on the ground because he disobeyed what his father had told him to do. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to produce that seed, man.
Right.
You're supposed to carry on your brother's legacy.
God.
That was a order from the
God.
Most High.
God.
Go ahead, do what you got to do. Marry this woman and produce the seed for your brother.
God.
And what did he do?
Spilled it.
Build it.
So what he did, and the reference was he sinned against the Most High. That's why he died. You know what I'm saying? He deliberately disobeyed the Most High intentionally.
God.
Go ahead.
Because he's also thought that, well, this ain't gonna be my seed. It ain't gonna be my son.
And
And he didn't realize that the Most High asked him to do that. That was the order.
You got to order. Do the order.
God.
That's like in the school. You get an order, do the order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look, you see what happened to this brother when he didn't take the order. Good night. Dang. Most I killed him too.
God.
Good day.
Lest peradventure he die also, and his brethren did.
Right.
And
Salaki, can you go back up and read that again? Start that from the verse before.
then said Judah to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow at thy father's house, till Shelah my son be grown. For he said, lest peradventure he die also.
Right.
And his brethren did, and as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house.
Right. And so what did Jacob say? Jacob told her just to be a widow until my other son gets older. Because he knew how important it was for him to carry on his seed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the bloodline. The son carries that blood lineage, man. You know what I'm saying? With that seed, you able to produce your bloodline. That's why when you read the book of Matthew, what does it show you? It shows you the blood lineage of Christ.
Right.
And it went through all the men.
Come.
And that's why Judah was doing this with his sons. He wanted his sons to carry on that bloodline, that seed. And both of his sons are dead. He has another son, but he's young. So she has to wait till he gets grown in order for them to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep that bloodline going.
Okay.
You can go ahead up.
And Tamar went and dwelt in the father's house, and in the process of time, verse 12, and in the process of time, the daughter of Shuah, Judah's wife, died.
So Judah's wife died. I think she was the mother of his sons. So she died. Go ahead.
And Judah was comforted, and went up unto his sheep shearers to Timnah, and his friend Hira the Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnah to shear his sheep.
Right. So, he left. He went to go, shear his sheep. But somebody told his daughter-in-law that, hey, your dad's gone. He's going to, to shear his sheep. Go ahead.
And verse 14. And she put her widow's garment off from her and covered her with a veil and wrapped herself and sat in an open place.
Right. So she took off the gown of a widow, which would, when people seen her with this gown on, they would know, okay, this is a widow.
Gotcha.
Meaning that you cannot talk to this woman. She's off limits. So now she went and took off that gown of a widow, and she put herself in other clothes. Go ahead.
And covered herself with a veil and wrapped herself and said in an open place, sat in an open place, which is by the way of Timnah. For she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife.
Right. And it said he was grown.
He was grown.
Yeah. So now she's sitting like, okay, he's grown now. Now it's time for me to, come out of this widowhood. But Judah still didn't give him to her yet. So she was like, what's going on? So she wanted to take things into her hands on her own. Go ahead.
That was it, sir. Go back to
We're going to go back to the English because it's 11:30.
Okay,
We're
gotcha.
going to keep reading with that.
When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot.
He thought her to be a what?
A harlot.
Damn, because she was dressed like she had on the clothes of a harlot. So when he seen her, the first thing came to his mind was, oh, this is a hoe right here. You know what I'm saying? And Judah still has that problem today, man. All of Israel has it, but Judah, good night. You got to beat him with a stick to control him sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, up.
And when Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot because she had covered her face.
Right. She covered her face because she didn't want her face to be seen. So the first thing he assumed was, she's a hoe. She's out here doing something she has no business doing because she's trying to cover her face. Think about that with the Muslims over there covering their face. Let's not talk about how many of the Muslim women be hoes. I've heard the stories of those so-called black Muslim women walking around with their face covered and be some of the biggest harlots out here.
Right.
Go ahead, Art. You got it.
And he turned unto her by the way and said, go to, I pray thee, let me come into thee.
Damn. This brother, thirsty. This nigga was thirsty. Thirsty. He seen it. He said, "Come on, let's go. Let me go get right with you." You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, damn, Judah. Even our forefather loved them hoes. Salaki. Not saying the sister was a hoe, but his intentions was that she was a hoe, and he just thought he could just do his thing and he'll be straight. Go ahead.
let me come into her, come into thee. Let me start on. For he, I got this, but let me read this right.
Salak.
And he turned unto her by the way and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come into thee.
Damn. Hey,
For-
blatantly with it. Blatant as
Straight
hell.
out.
Damn, this is in the Bible.
Oh, God, sir. Oh, God, sir.
This is in the Bible. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Sheesh, kids, cover your ears. Like, you know what I'm saying? He went raw doggy.
Good.
He didn't even play with it. He just said, "Come on, let's do the thing."
For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law.
So he did what?
For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law.
Damn, we need to call Jerry Springer. So like it. Judah said he didn't even know this was his daughter-in-law. Because she covered her face and he preceded her to be a hoe.
Right.
So he just thought, I can smash and keep moving. Go ahead.
And she said, What wilt thou give me that thou mayest come into me? Verse 17.
So like it.
Let me read that again. So,
Like prostitute.
Right. Yeah, dang.
You gotta pay for this. What you gonna give me for you to do this? What am I gonna receive for this?
Good. Dang.
Right.
Hey, oh, wow.
This was very dishonorable. No man should be paying any woman for sex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we have laws established against those things.
Right.
But our forefather Judah, he was just, let me get it. What you want? What's the price? Go ahead.
What wilt thou give me that thou mayest come unto me? And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock.
He was gonna give her a goat. Damn, but back then a goat was. It's funny now, but back then you get a kid from you get a young, whatever animal he had. Hey, that was something valuable.
God.
Go ahead.
And he said, I will send a kid from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thy send it?
So she's saying, to make sure your word is honorable, give me something until it comes to me. Until that comes, give me something until then, so I can know that you mean what you're saying.
Right.
Go ahead.
And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, Thy signet.
Damn. Even he had a signet.
Con.
What is a signet? Something like a ring,
Sir.
something like King David had a signet.
Con.
And King David's signet now is what we wear, the Magan Dawada, like Kazakh has, like Shar has, like I have myself.
Right.
We all wear the signet of our king.
Right.
And even Judah had a signet. And so he gave her his signet, which was, go ahead.
Thy signet, and thy bracelets, and thy staff.
God damn, it's a lot of must have been that A1.
Damn.
He gave her the
$1,000 hoe.
damn. Man. He gave her the bracelets, the signet. He even gave her the stick he was walking with.
Good night.
Not the stick that you walk with. He gave her that too.
God.
Go ahead.
And thy bracelets, and thy staff that is thy hand. And he gave it her, and she came. Wait a minute. And he gave it her and came into her.
Right. After he gave her this, he had sex with her. He had sex with her. Go ahead.
And she conceived by him.
Damn, and she got pregnant. And guess what? He did not know this was his daughter-in-law. So the whole time he thinking, I can do this undercover. Ain't nobody gonna know nothing. But the whole time, this is his daughter-in-law. Go to show you cannot hide anything from the Most High, man. You cannot hide anything. Go ahead.
And she arose and went away and laid by her veil from her. And put on the garments of her widowhood.
Damn, so after she did this, she went back and put on the same clothes that a widow would wear. What she had planned, it came to work. It worked out. She said, yeah, I got you now. You ain't going to give me nobody. I got you. Don't worry.
Right.
I got you now. And she had everything that he gave to her.
God,
The
sir.
bracelets, the nigga walking stick,
That's what it
the
was.
staff, his signet. She had it all. Pretty much, in other words, you would call this blackmail today. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, our brothers get blackmail, you know. Not saying she was, but she had all these things.
Come, sir.
Go ahead.
And Judah sent the kid by the hand of the friend, the Adulamite, to receive his pledge from the woman's hand.
Right, so now he sent the kid that he had, the young animal, to his friend, like, hey, go ahead and take this to that woman that was up there that I ran into that time. Take this to her.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But he found her not.
Oh, what? He said he what?
He found her not.
He went to go take it to his friend, and guess what? She was not there.
Not there.
She was not there. She was gone. Go ahead.
Then he asked the men of the place, saying, where is? Where is the harlot?
Right. He asking, where the hoe at, man? Where this hoe at, man? That's what he said. Where is this harlot? In other words, where this hoe at, man?
Oh, God.
Because she has all of his things. He wants those back. He's like, hey, he asking all the men, hey, where she at, man? Y'all seen her? Go ahead.
Where's the harlot that was openly by the wayside?
Right.
And they said, there was no harlot in this place.
And they like, what you talking about, man? What no hoes over here, man? Brother, you are confused.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her.
He said, what?
I cannot find her.
Now he's sitting back at the crib. He like, damn, I done got.
Dang.
I done got robbed. She done took all my stuff. But then you got to think about how worried he was also, because she has his signet. She has his bracelets.
Come, sir.
She has all of his valuables. You know, this can make him look like a dishonorable man. Go ahead.
I cannot find her. And also the men of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her.
Right, because it's a shame for a man to sleep with a hoe. And he knew it was a shame. And that's why he tried to go back and find her, man. Now, let that be a lesson too, brothers, please. Don't sleep with these hoes and then they shame you. You know, you see it all the time. Brothers sleeping with women, and this woman is a notorious harlot.
Right.
Now she got you on Instagram with photos of you in the bed, and you don't destroyed your household because you don't went and laid down with this harlot.
Okay.
Or she's blackmailing you. Or she has a child over your head and she's just, don't worry, I'm going to put you on child support. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to destroy your life because you don't went and slept with this harlot, and now the shame is upon you, man. And now that's what Judah's facing right now. He's about to face this shame, man. Go ahead.
And it came to pass about 3 months later that it was told Judah, saying, Tamar thy daughter-in-law hath played the harlot. And also, behold, she is with child by whoredom.
Ooh, wee. So now he finds out that his daughter-in-law Tamar is pregnant. And he said, and they talk, but he doesn't know that she is pregnant by him.
Right.
He just thinks that she's pregnant, but she did it out of whoredom. Meaning she went out there knowing she's a widow, and without permission from her father-in-law, went out there and had sex with somebody and just ended up pregnant. So now she's looked at as a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So now they done told him this. She like, she done did what? Who she slept with? We don't know. She doesn't know. She's not saying anything. You know, we just know that she's pregnant. That's all we know. You know, that was something to be frowned upon, man. A sister having a baby and not the father not being there, man. You know, you don't want out to play the role of a hoe, and let's find out what the consequences are going to be. Go ahead.
Behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, bring her forth, and let her be burnt.
Damn. I mean, we're not saying we're going to do this now, but I guarantee you, if that was the case, it would not be any more whoredom in the nation of Israel. You know, you see a couple of strippers get set on fire, I'm pretty sure OnlyFans is going to decease. That OnlyFans, what is it, OnlyFans, whatever it's like, whatever it's called. It won't be no more prostitution, no more strip clubs, no more websites where you sell yourself. it wouldn't be no more of that. You start seeing women who whore themselves, get set on fire.
Right.
I guarantee you can be like, oh, they having a barbecue, and you go over there, you see Sally the stripper being set on fire, or some notorious whore today. I can't think of a notorious disgusting hoe today besides some of these female rappers who just don't give a damn. Like you see sisters like that getting set on fire. Sisters are not going to want to whore around anymore. I'm telling you, and brothers that see that happen ain't gonna want to whore. But damn, they set sisters on fire. Let me sit down somewhere.
Right.
Go ahead.
When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying by the men, whose these are? Am I with child?
Ooh-wee. So she went and sent to her father, the men that was with the father, she sent
Right.
these things with the men. Go ahead.
Am I with child? And he said, discern, I pray thee, whose are these? The signet, and the bracelets, and the staff.
Damn. Go ahead.
And Judah acknowledged them and said, she hath been more righteous than I.
Damn. Damn, she played him. Hey, she was more righteous than him. Because guess what? He went to go sleep with a whore,
Right.
which was dishonorable and shame. But she knew if she wouldn't have got them things for her, guess what would have happened to her? She'd have been set on fire. So she kept all of these things for him. She kept the rings, the bracelets, everything. And Judah had dishonored her because he still didn't give her his oldest son. You know, the son that had got raised up.
Yeah.
He told her, when my son gets grown,
Right.
I'm going to give you my son.
Right.
And he never did it.
Right.
He never did it. He never stood on his word. And then on top of that, he lied about that. Then went and tried to go have sex on the low with a whore.
Right.
Come to find out, that's his daughter-in-law. Go ahead, Al.
It's like, if I can, right quick, out of one, that just remind me of that scripture with Christ and that the woman was about to get stoned.
Right.
He who was without sin, Christ said to the woman, or to the man, the people that wanted to stone her to death, he who was without sin cast the first rock. And then everybody just dropped their rocks because they know they was doing the same type things that woman was doing. So, you know, not saying that the laws done away with, but, you know what I'm saying, Christ had sympathy on that woman. But that's what I'm getting right here. Like, he realizing his evil deeds. Now, good night. That's all I want to say.
And the only thing different about this was that woman who Christ was talking to, if she should have been stoned.
Right.
Because she was caught in the act of adultery.
That's right.
So the penalty for adultery is
Death.
But this sister right here, she was a widow. She
Exactly.
didn't have a husband.
Exactly.
So that's why he couldn't do anything to her.
Right.
She was a widow. She didn't have a husband.
Right.
So guess what? Judah went and had sex with her. So guess who her husband is now?
Judah.
And guess what? She has the things to back that up.
Right.
Hey, ain't this yours? Ain't this yours? Matter of fact, I got your stick too, old man. Throw this thing. And guess what he said? She's more righteous than me.
It's like and she pregnant.
What you gonna do? You can't do nothing. She didn't commit adultery. You know what I'm saying? You didn't ask her any questions on who she was or anything. He just, hey, listen, come on, let's go do it. Da-da-da. I give you this, I come back and give you that. He had to say, like, you more righteous than me.
No.
And he couldn't do anything about it. Because guess what? This sister was more righteous than he was. Not saying she's a sister, but she was more righteous than him. She didn't lie. She did everything. She did everything he ever told her to do. And hey, look. I'm saying, man, stop playing around. You can't go out here and do things and think the Most High won't reveal it, man.
God.
Go ahead. Anybody y'all want to say something?
No,
Oh, la, sir.
she had been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah, my son.
Read that again.
And Judah acknowledged them and said, she had been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah, my son, and he knew her again no more.
Right. So he knew she was more righteous because he had told her that I was going to give you to my son, and he didn't do it. So even though, you know, she had this baby, but he didn't have sex with her no more after
No
that.
more of that, yes.
He didn't have sex with her. And she had his baby. And she was more righteous than him because guess what? He did tell her he was going to do something, and he didn't do it. Pretty much he made an oath with her. and then stand by his oath on it, man.
Come, sir.
That's why you got to be careful when you make an oath, man. Just like when you come into the school and you make an oath, stand by your
Damn
oath,
right.
man. Stand by your oath.
That's damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And it came to pass in the time of travail that, behold, twins were in her womb.
What was in her womb?
Twins were in her womb.
Sheesh. This brother had twins.
Right.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass when she travailed that the one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, This came out first. And it came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that behold, his brother came out. And she said, How hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore his name was Pharez. And afterward came out his brother, and he had the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was Zerah.
All right. What verse you on now?
From chapter 39.
39. We'll read a couple more. We'll close it up out of the
Okay. Chapter 39. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, and an Egyptian, brought him out of the hands of the Ishmaelites.
Right, so now we get into the story about Joseph. Now Joseph was brought into Egypt, and he got bought out of the hands of the Ishmaelites by a officer in the Egypt.
Okay.
Right?
Which he had brought him down thither. And the Most High was with Joseph.
And what?
The Most High was with Joseph.
Even though he was put into Egypt underneath bondage, the Most High was with him. Go ahead.
And he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master the Egyptian. His master saw that the Most High was with him, and that the Most High made all that he did to prosper in his hand.
Right, and even though these Egyptians, these heathens, they seen him and they seen everything he was doing was prospering, and they knew the Most High was with him. They knew his God was with him. Go ahead.
And Joseph found grace in the sight, and he served him.
Right.
And he made him overseer over his house, and all that he had he put into his hand. And it came to pass from that time that he had made him overseer to his house, and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian house, and Joseph's sake and blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field.
Right. Even though he was living amongst this heathen, the Most High still let the house of this heathen prosper, man. Because Joseph was there, and Joseph was righteous, and the Most High was with him. So this heathen seen it, and he did right by Joseph. You know what I mean? And everything that heathen had in the field and in that house, it prospered. Yes, sir. You want to say, sir?
Oh, so like I said, sir. I'm sorry.
Come on, you can go ahead, cause
And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person, and well favored. And it came to pass after these things, that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph.
Right. And this brother was so righteous, man. He was so righteous, man. Everything he done was right. And the Most High was with him. And this heathen, she seen that, and she was attracted to that. Even though she was a married woman. She was attracted to Joseph because he was such a righteous man in the sight of the Most High, even in the sight of her husband. In the sight of these heathens, they seen him and they showed him respect. But this woman right here, this disgusting heathen, just like heathens today, they see a righteous man and be married and still cast their eyes upon him, man. Go ahead.
And that his master's wife her eyes cast eyes upon Joseph. And she said, lie with me.
She said, what?
Lie with me.
This was disgusting, man. Like, she has a husband,
Right.
and she still told him to lie with her.
God.
No different than how we were in slavery, man.
That's right.
You know, you had brothers who were in bondage, who were doing right, and you have the master's wife to try to come sleep with you.
That's right.
Go ahead.
But he refused.
He what?
He refused.
Just like our forefathers in slavery, they refused. They was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Go ahead.
and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in this house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is no greater in this house than I. So like it. There is none greater in this house than I. Neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee.
Right, that's it on it?
That's
That's the last verse.
I'm finished reading the 9 here. Because thou art his wife, how then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? That was it.
All right, that's it. Where's the margin? All right. Because I can put on. All right. Men of Israel, I'm going to go to pick up the scrolls. Men of Israel, we're going to prepare to salute the scrolls. All right. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Barak Yah.
How about Shem Yahushai Brak Yah?
All right, you're going to step down. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. All right. Left Sar. Oh, Salaka. I got to what you saluted to.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Brakya.
Salaki, men of Israel, left Sar. Everybody gonna turn to the left. I'll begin with the Lord's Prayer.
The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Bashamaya.
Bashamaya.
Kadash.
Kadash.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Shaka.
Shaka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malafuka.
Malafuka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Tazaka.
Tazaka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratazar.
Ba'aratazar.
Awa.
Awa.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Bashamaya.
Bashamaya.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Nabawapnawa.
Nabawapnawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Nabawapyanawa.
Nabawapyanawa.
Bala'ah.
Bala'ah.
Naba'ayanawa.
Ayanawa.
Banasayawan.
Banasayawan.
Ball.
Ball.
Awshaynawa.
Awshaynawa.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Rai.
Rai.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Mahala.
Mahala.
Mahathaparav.
Mahathaparav.
Alonium.
Alonium.
Aman.
Amen.
You go, sir.
Salaki. What we just said in the English was, Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom
Thy
come.
will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our
As
debts.
we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not.
Lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
I cock the power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
Shah.
Shah.
Tholanawa.
Tholanawa.
Cock.
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 Larapa'ah.
Larapa'ah.
Malakah.
Malakah.
Lakal.
Lakal.
Marawa.
Marawa.
Cock.
Cock.
Latahah.
Latahah.
Amatazarium.
Amatazarium.
Cock.
Cock.
Lahakwium.
Lahakwium.
Amathium.
Amathium.
Cock.
Cock.
Al-Rakawath.
Al-Rakawath.
Amatalah.
Amatalah.
Lagorshan.
Lagorshan.
Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Amen.
What we just said in the English was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Lord, in the name of Yahweh,
Please give us the power.
Please give us
the
the
power.
Power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of
The
disease.
power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the
The
lepers.
power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Bless Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
Barakanawa.
Barakanawa.
Basharala.
Basharala.
Bayah.
Ayah.
Bayaf. Saparium.
Saparium.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Agan.
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 Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Amen. What we just said in the English was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Lord, in the name of Shai,
bless us in Israel.
bless us in Israel,
In the school.
and the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Bless, heal, shield, protect
our loved ones.
our loved ones.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahoriam,
Ahoriam,
Mahayan,
Mahayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azoria,
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 Ma'aim,
Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ashah,
Ashah,
Shema,
Shema,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa'arataza,
Wa'arataza,
Ayatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Wagalyaka,
Wagalyaka,
Ayanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Anala'ah,
Anala'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Sharala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Ayayin,
Ayayin,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yayawam,
Yayawam,
Ashamash,
Ashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Alayala,
Alayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makal Rai,
Makal Rai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Af,
Af,
Napashka,
Napashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'atka,
Taza'atka,
Wabawatka,
Wabawatka,
Ma'abda,
Ma'abda,
Wa'aid,
Wa'aid,
Awalam.
Awalam. What we just said in the English was, I will lift up my eyes.
I will lift up my eyes
unto the hills.
unto the
From
hills.
whence come my help?
For which comes my help?
My help come from Yahweh.
My help come from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and
He
earth.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He shall not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel.
he that keepeth
Shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth,
And even forevermore.
even forevermore.
Psalms 83. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al-Damayah,
Al-Damayah,
Hakah,
Hakah,
Al-Thakarash,
Al-Thakarash,
Wa'al,
Wa'al,
Tashakwat,
Tashakwat,
All,
All,
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awayabatyaka,
Awayabatyaka,
Yamhamwa,
Yamwa,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Makah,
Al-Makah,
Ya'aryamka, Ya'aryamwa,
Ya'aryamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Yatazawa,
Atazawa,
Al-Tazawa Yaka,
Atazawayaka,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakadam,
Wanakakadam,
Magaya,
Magaya,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yakazah,
Yakazah,
Sham,
Sham,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Awada,
Awada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawatazawa,
Natazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Ayalka,
Ayalka,
Bariyaf,
Bariyaf,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Ayham,
Alaha,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Waya,
Waya,
Shamash,
Shamash,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Mawaba,
Mawaba,
Hagariam,
Hagariam,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wamawan,
Wamawan,
Wamalak,
Wamalak,
Malashat,
Malashat,
I'm
I'm,
Yashapyaka,
Yashapyaka,
Kazawar,
Kazawar,
Gum,
Gum,
Ashawar,
Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Aiman,
Aiman,
Ayawa,
Ayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya,
Labanya,
Lawat,
Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Asha,
Asha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Abadian,
Abadian,
Manakal,
Manakal,
Kakwashwan,
Kakwashwan,
Ashadmatwa,
Ashadmatwa,
Ba'ayan,
Ba'ayan,
Ba'ara,
Ba'ara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
Ladama,
Ladama,
Shayatamwa,
Sayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yamawa,
Yamawa,
Karib,
Karib,
Wasabah,
Wasabah,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakadazal,
Wakadazal,
Mana'ah,
Mana'ah,
Kal,
Kal,
Nasa Yakamwa,
Nasa Yakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nasharia, Nasharasha,
Nasharash,
Salakia, Na Ya Rayash,
Nayarayash,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Af, Naawaf,
Naawaf,
Alahaya,
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 Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Gaya,
Gaya,
Lakwash,
Lakwash,
Panya,
Panya,
Rawa'ah,
Rawa'ah,
Kayash,
Kayash,
Sara'ar, Ya'ara,
Sara'ar, Ya'ara,
Haba,
Haba,
Dalahat,
Dalahat,
Harayam,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradakma,
Daradakma,
Basa'araka,
Basa'araka,
Wasaba,
Wasaba,
Patka,
Lapatka,
Dabahalam,
Dabahalam,
Ala'ah,
Ala'ah,
Panya Hama,
Panyahama.
Palawana,
Palawana.
Wayaba Kwashwa,
Wayaba
Shamka,
Shamka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Halwa,
Halwa.
Aya Aida,
Aya.
Waya,
Yaya.
Yaparwa,
Yaparwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Abadwa,
Yadabwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Da'awa,
Da'awa.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Ata,
Ata.
Shamka,
Shamka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Labatka,
Labatka.
Al Yawan,
Al-Yawan.
Al Kal,
Al-Kal.
Al Rataza.
What we just said in the English was, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not the silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
Below thy enemies.
Below thy enemies.
Make a tumult.
Make a tumble.
And they that hate thee.
They that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up thy head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said,
Come.
Come.
And let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
May be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
With one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
Hagarenes.
Gabal.
Gabal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur was also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the
As
Midianites.
to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kasan.
At the brook Kasan.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They become as dung of the earth.
Make their nobles like a ram.
Make their nose like a ram.
Like Ze'er.
And like Ze'er. Yea.
All their princes as Zabah.
All their princes as a bar.
And as Zamunah.
And as Zamunah.
Who said?
Let
us take to ourselves.
Let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of Yahweh in possession.
the house of Yahweh in possession.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
It's the stumble before the wind.
It's the stone before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
As the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So let persecute them
with thy tempest.
with thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill thy faces with shame.
Fill thy faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble.
In trouble.
Forever. In trouble forever.
In trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
And men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Of the Most High.
Of the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Of all the earth.
Right, sir. You put the scrolls back down. All right. All right. So like I said, do any anointments out of one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, come. Anybody want to come up and get anointed? Okay, come. Come. All right. Under the man back here, we're going to repeat this. Yabarak Yahweh.
Yabarak Yahweh.
Waya Shamark.
Washamarka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Our Howah.
Panyawan.
Onyawa.
Alyaka.
Aldika.
Waya Kanyaka.
Wayakanika.
Shlaki. Yasha'ar.
Yasha'ah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawan.
Panyawa.
Alyaka.
Aldika.
Wayushanyaka.
Waishanika.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Bashim.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
Sure.
Shah.
Sure.
Shah.
Sure.
Shah. Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
Bashim Yahweh Shai.
The water
The
Aman.
water Aman.
What we just said was Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless, heal, shield, and protect. All right. You bring it back. You want to go to sis? Okay, come. Sorry, you come back up here, son. back here gonna repeat this. Yabarak Yahweh.
Yabarak Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Washamarka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Panyawani.
Panyawa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Yasha'a.
Yasha'a.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Salaki. Washanyaka.
Washanyaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
Ayana.
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 Ayana. Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
What we just said was Yahweh, bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh, make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh, lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless, heal, shield, and protect. All right. All right, gonna anoint the little baby. Take the hat off. Keep it on.
Man, get the Most High hand for that right there. Man. Lord said that's a baby to the South Carolina school. Man.
Right.
All right.
This is a refuge for babies that escape from abortions, man.
Damn right.
Right. That's right.
Only the men back here. Yabarak Yahweh.
Yabarak Yahweh.
Wayasamarka.
Wayasamarka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Yasha'a.
Yasha'a.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Wayamshanyaka.
Wayasamyaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
Zamein.
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 Zamein. Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
What we just said in the English was, Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless, heal, shield, and protect. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadim, Madi Shabbat, Barak,
Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Barakatam.
All right, men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. We're going to turn and face the sisters. Madi Shabbat, sisters. So baby, stand up and do your hands just like this. All right. Men of Israel, Amadim, Amadim Shabbat. Slide.
Somebody Shabbat.
Amadim Shabbat,
And then the Madian.
Amadim, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Adonai Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shema Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
All right. And with that, class dismissed.